Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. This video is only going to be up for just a few days, and then I'm going to put it on unlisted, and I'm going to put it in with my Man Militia counterterrorism blog, and then that'll be the only way you're going to be able to find this video. And the reason is I'm really, a three-man militia is very important, and so I want to make people think about it. And this particular video is a little bit more advanced than the stuff that I've been talking about earlier. And so I really don't want it out that long. I don't want that many people to see it, only the interested people. Okay, now, all right. The way it goes, a three-man militia, any militia, is only good for taking care of the local community, someplace close. You can't go to the neighboring town, the neighboring community, and stuff like that. You can't leave your environment. Once you do that, you are a regular type of, some type of an army then, because now you need a supply line, you need a shelter. You're going to have to carry all your ammunition. You're going to need a support line, and that changes things a lot. At that point, you are no longer a militia. At that point, you're no longer taking care of yours and your neighbors and this type of stuff. So that's why I try to stay with the militia type thinking. And with the three-man militia, you're able to have better control of what's going on. Just like when I mentioned, I talked earlier about Mexico. The Mexican army gave the citizens guns to fight the drug cartel, and they weren't organized. They didn't have a militia, and a lot of them died. And then a lot of the militia died, but a lot of the population died. And then the military came in afterwards. When drug cartel's been weakened down, and then now they come in. So in that particular situation, the militia was used. The government used them and took advantage of them. And since they weren't organized, then that's why they got the worst end of the stick. And now what it is, one of the things I push is a three-man militia in a meet and greet team. And these are the people that, when somebody comes into your area, these are the people that talk to them and evaluate these people to see if you're going to continue through your area or what the situation is. And okay, there are times, in disastrous times, really bad times, and when this stuff happens, you're going to make contact with these people. Now, when you make contact with them, whether if they're organized, organized would be such as another militia from somewhere else, army, military, police. These type of people are organized. Okay, and then you have the other type that are unorganized, and that is just people that are just wandering, and like I say, they're like dogs, homeless dogs. They're moving from point to point. So you're going to have to deal with these people, and you're going to have to figure out who they are and what they want, and what, how you can get through this situation. There's going to be times, so far I've talked about, when everybody is able to talk things through and communicate. I've given ideas on how to do things without the gunfire. Okay, now in this particular case, let's say your three-man meet and greet group come up there and talk to them, and things start getting out of hand, and then all of a sudden bullets start flying. Okay, now when that happens, I've also said the shorter the gunfight, the better chance of your survival and less problems you're going to have, the shorter it is. So in other words, if we get to the point where there is going to be gunfire, within, I'd say within 3 to 5 seconds, you need to get as much damage done as possible in that short amount of time. And you'll see that time you can make a lot of things happen, and that's a long time in a gunfight. And it may be an option when that happens. There may be an option to cease fire. Okay, now remember, the first thing is you're the militia, you're holding your home ground. You will never surrender, because when you surrender, you lose everything. Not only your house, your supplies, your firearms, your family, everything if you surrender. The militia is the last line of defense for the community. So an option of surrender, there is none for you. But on the other hand, the longer the gunfight, the more casualties you're going to receive on your side. And we want to try to keep it to a minimum. So right when it starts, you need to inflict as much damage as possible, and then stop it shortly after that. Once you know you've done a lot of damage to them, once you know you put the hurt to them really, really bad, then you cease fire. You have to stop everything. Okay, now if they've came to you with 20, that's what they came to you with, and you've already taken care of more than half of them in the first 5 seconds, they're going to be willing to have a ceasefire. Okay, now when you have this ceasefire, right back to that meet and greet group, you're going to have to talk to them and let them know that you do have first aid facilities, and we can either stop now and we'll see what happens from there, or we're going to go on and complete your task. And but we, like I say, we really would rather not, because there's still a chance that you can have more damage too. Okay, so in other words, you're looking for a surrender from them. Okay, once you get this surrender, then what you do is you do have to give them first aid. Now remember, you are a militia. You are not an organized group. You do not have the facilities to take prisoners. You are not looking for prisoners. Now, but what you will do, if these people are armed when you first made contact with them, now what you're going to have to do is go through their weapons and leave them with minimal weapons. In other words, if they came to you with AK-47s, you need to give them 22s and a box of 22s to go with their 22 rifle, and send them on their way. So in other words, the exchange, you did benefit from the exchange. You've upgraded your firearms. And but you, at the same time, you have to understand you can't just leave these people with nothing. So you will have to give them something in return. And it'll be the same thing if they have knives, any kind of supplies they have that is good for you, you need to take it. But at the same time, you need to give them stuff to go to get, so they can go on and continue on with their journey. But now this is an extreme situation, and this tactic does not always work. I try to avoid combat. If you've watched my videos, you can see most of my stuff is to avoid situations like that. But there are times when it does happen. And when it does happen, you got to stop it as soon as you can. Also remember, they may have some reinforcements coming. There's a lot of things that you don't know what's going on. So that's why you need to keep it quick and keep it under control, and have an area where you can take these people and talk to them, a secured area where you can talk to them, mend their wounds, and feed them and interrogate them, and do what you got to do before you send them on their way. And also, you have to have an area, I say for all your visitors, outside visitors, you have to have an area where you can put these people, a secured area. And I'm not saying locking them up. I'm talking about an area where they're no threat to you or your community while they spend the night. Okay, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.